this is Ernest from theartofbeinghuman.com with an input on how to do the work of Byron Katie. And what I'd like to focus on today is what to do when the work stops working. This seems to be a place that a lot of us hit on our journey with the work. There is this point where it feels like the work just isn't working for us anymore. And I've sat with so many people who had that challenge and felt, I don't know what to do. It was working so well and it was really doing good stuff. And now it's just like, it doesn't work. And I would really love to offer my take on what's going on there and an input on how to move through that. Now, for me, the foundation of that has to do with our fundamental approach to the work. Most of us, when we come to the work, we come out of some sort of wanting to change something, right? Either we come out of a deep sense of suffering and pain and want relief from that, or we come as part of a larger self-improvement project of some sort, like either looking for spiritual enlightenment or on a more psychological level looking for some sort of self-development, becoming bigger, better, more present, better at communicating, better at handling feelings and conflict and more self-confident. All of this stuff is what drives us. And then we find the work and we realize this is a really powerful tool. Oh man, this really works and it yields amazing results. And we have this wonderful period of just, uncovering our beliefs and finding freedom and peace in all kinds of situations. And it's just amazing. And then we hit this place where it feels like the work has just stopped working. It's not giving me any longer all these wonderful experiences. Now, in my experience, it's not so much that the work has stopped working, it's rather that it is inviting us into a deeper place. There is a shift going on. As we have uncovered what we have uncovered, something deeper has become available. And I like to point out that Byron Katie's original book on the work is not called, Improving Myself and the World to Make It Lovable. It's called Loving What Is, which is a very different thing, and which is actually a radical opposition to that whole self-improvement paradigm. Because in this whole notion of wanting relief or wanting to improve ourselves and develop and do all that, there is built into the very structure of that, the very approach, there is this subtle aggression against things the way they are. There is this aggression towards me in the thought I need to develop myself. I'm saying there's something wrong with myself the way I am. And that subtle aggression creeps into our approach to the work in the beginning when we are coming from a place of wanting to change things. So as we develop and grow with the work, over time, it's like at some point we are being invited to become less interested in finding relief from our symptoms and our suffering, and more interested in the truth of our experience in the present moment. Or said another way, to move from a journey towards perfection more into a journey towards wholeness, which is a very different direction. And it can be confusing and disorienting because on the surface, it's such a subtle shift. It's such a subtle change, although it yields profound effects on a deeper level. On the surface, it's a very small change. So let me give an example. Let's say, there's a pandemic or, there's a recession or there's trouble on the financial markets or whatever. The world is unstable and we have the thought, I will lose everything. Oh my God, I will lose everything. Now, in the beginning with the work, what we'll do is we'll work that thought, I will lose everything, and we will find tremendous relief in getting to the turnaround, I will not lose everything, and discovering, it's just thoughts, it's just fearful thoughts about the future, reality is I'm okay, everything is fine. We can settle into that. And that really works in the beginning as we begin to understand how our minds work. But then, at some point, there is a deeper truth that begins to emerge, that from a certain perspective, I will lose everything is actually true. That the process of I will lose everything turned around, I will not lose everything is just Band-Aid to cover what could be described as a deeper truth. In this case, you will lose everything. If not before, then at the end, with death, you will be confronted with the fact that you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose it all. All your relationships, all your possessions, even your body, your life, you're gonna lose it. And even worse, you could say, the reality we're living in is that my phone could ring in 5 minutes and there would be some information there that would cause me to lose everything. Like, this has happened, you've lost it all. In a way, we are only one phone call away from losing everything all the time. And as we dive deeper into the work, this truth, the instability, we could say, of our reality begins to emerge with us. And so it's no longer useful to just work, I will lose everything, I won't. Now we need to make that subtle shift from I will lose everything into I don't ever want to lose everything. So instead of working on the thing, we will begin to work on our resistance to the thing. This is what loving what is about. Can you love what is even as you're losing everything? And I can almost hear, like, I don't know why, I imagine Katie saying, if you're not willing to lose, if you're not free to lose everything, you're not free, right? If there is a resistance to anything, then you're not free and will never be at peace. There will be that anxiety all the time. And those of you that are familiar with the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, you can hear that this is actually the number 6 on the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet where we end up, right? I don't ever want to lose everything. Turned around, I am willing to lose everything, as in I'm open to losing everything. And then even I look forward to losing everything, right? This is the deeper invitation or challenge that the work brings to us. And there is this transition into that new approach, from finding relief to really looking at where is my resistance. So this is my invitation as well, that when you do the work next time, either like work it normally, but in question, like if I'm working, she's not listening to me, in question 3, I'm working on all that happens when I believe she doesn't listen to me, but to pay a little special attention to what is it I'm resisting in her not listening? Like, why is it I'm so resistant to just accepting that she's not listening to me? You can do it as part of that, or you can even take it out. There are different elegant ways of looking at your resistance. It could be, making a list of she doesn't listen to me and it means, and then look at all the things that you think it means that are causing this resistance. So instead there is this invitation into loving what is, loving her even as she's not listening, rather than having this desire or demand that she change. Let me just give one more example. Let's see, I'll find something more radical. Like, just to show what this is, because it is quite challenging. Let's say that my daughter has borrowed the car and she's out driving, and then she doesn't return on the designated hour, like the time we've agreed upon. And now my mind begins to go crazy with, oh my God, she's been in a horrible car accident and something terrible has happened, and I go down that path. Now, in the beginning with the work, I will then work on, she's been in a horrible car accident, is it true? And I will find peace in realizing, no, it's not very likely, and she's probably fine. All of that, that brings some peace. But with this deepening of our work, the invitation is into looking at the way more challenging, what am I struggling against, or why am I resisting my daughter being in a horrible car accident, right? And this is really edgy stuff. What would keep me from loving what is, even when what is my daughter being in a horrible car accident? Because if I'm not free, if I'm not setting my daughter free to be in a horrible car accident, I'm not setting her free. If I'm not free to let life bring that on, I'm not free with life. And this is challenging, and this is the invitation, and that's what we're shying away from, which sometimes causes this experience that the work is not working. So that's my invitation. Dive into that deeper inquiry and begin to look at your resistance, and go from that journey towards perfection and making the world right into like making the world whole and being curious about what's actually going on in me and what is causing my resistance. That's the invitation. And if you have any questions about that, as always, feel free to send me an email. I'm so happy to answer. Ernest@theartofbeinghuman.com, or visit me on my website, www.theartofbeinghuman.com. Thank you.